ladies and gentlemen, it is officially the Dirt Cup. The biggest race in all of West Coast sprint car history is about to take place this weekend. $100,000 on the line on Saturday. Racetrack's over there. The pits are going to be filling up here soon. We already have a few trailers that have rolled in, and I'd like more than anything to walk out of here with that big check on Saturday night, but it's all going to start with these prelims and putting ourselves in position. So it's pretty early here. Going to get the car out, just get everything set, ready to take on a big weekend here at the Skagit Speedway. It's officially go time. Just got my fire suit on, my new Legacy Builder Supply suit, all my partners for 2025. This thing is sharp, and it's really nice that it matches the car. But first, Dirt Cup prelim. We just had the pit meeting. We're getting ready to climb in for engine heat. Then we'll roll right back into hot laps and qualifying, where we head to the infield. With this format, qualifying is what kicks things off, and you start accumulating points throughout the weekend. So if you can lay down a good qualifying time, it really helps you for the rest of the night. And in that heat race, you kind of just get more laps as you go. So that's really what we're focused on, and just getting our race car where we want it, see where our package is in hot laps, and roll right back into those 2 laps on the clock, making the most of it and working on setting ourselves up to chase this year's Dirt Cup. Good start to our Dirt Cup. We have over 40 cars. With this format, I told you guys qualifying is a crucial part of your night. We went a little bit earlier. We're about 15th out, and I thought the racetrack actually was pretty, and I don't want to say it was completely even all the way through qualifying, but it didn't fall off as much as it definitely could have. So for us, quick time was an 11.0. We were an 11.2, 8th quick, and man, the times were just so close. If I could have had another half a tenth or 10th, would have been right into the top 5. If I would have even been like an 11.25 instead of a 2.0, I would have been, I think, 15th or 20th. Like, I mean, it was just literally that close, and the racetrack was just changing little by little as every 5 or 10 cars went. So now we got to focus on moving through the night. We're now going to be in a heat race with an 8-car invert, so they're basically inverting almost the entire field between the heat races. So the guys that didn't qualify good are up front. That gives them a chance to get more points. Us guys starting in the back, we want to advance forward. You're also trying to run a smart race, see if you can pick guys off early, and every car you move forward with is gonna, basically give you more points, and that will set up the A-main event where we have another big invert. So realistically, we're just trying to gather as many points as we can here, get into that show, get into the invert, and then you're just, basically every time you're on track, you're trying to click off and gain as many points as you can for tomorrow and then for Saturday. But we're gonna make some adjustments, see what our heat race lineup looks like. I think our balance is really close. We hot lapped well, which then led into qualifying speed. We just got to keep doing fine, a little fine tuning, and a lot of it just has to do with what the racing surface, which way it goes, because right now it's still fairly fast. So we started 7th and finished 4th. That was a good little run there. You know, I think though with the heat race, kind of how things fell, we had some cars that we could pass, or I kind of thought things might get shooken up, and I just got a good start, got down low, got underneath the car in front of me, and I just had positive forward momentum, so I was able just to attack row by row and get those cars pretty quickly. And realistically, that is the key. You got to pass cars early, because once they spread out, it's a lot harder. I feel like our balance is good. We still lack a little bit of drive, and I think it's drive in a different way. It's almost like our nose is a little bit up, so it kind of wants to bounce through the corner and just kind of up and down, and so our car could be a little bit more stable, which then I think would build more speed, get us into the racetrack. That's the thing with the 410. You got to be careful how you set these up compared to like a 360. The noses are so light, so it's really about keeping a good balance, and happy with that. Honestly, one of my better heat races. Sometimes here at Dirt Cup, it's hard to move with the big invert like that, and you know, not a lot of guys, you know, there's been some tonight that have, but it's easy to get stuck and not pass anyone. So happy with that. We'll see where things shake out, but we're really carrying through this opening prelim, and now we're gonna have to pass more cars in the feature with a 16 car invert. So we put ourselves in good position here for night number 1. We're rolling off 11th with the 16 car invert. About 30 laps to do our job, which our job is, you know, keep our head on a swivel, have good awareness of what's going on around us, and try to blitz and attack moving forward. We'd like to work towards the top 5, and you just don't know. Some of these races you can really get moving and pass a lot of cars. Again, just try to put ourselves in position the entire race. So we got 30 laps. Every position we move forward will improve our points, but our job just really get a good start and roll on from there.
like I got good drive.
Yeah, but your front's up.
How's everything else look?
Not bad. Yeah. I love that. We're good. Okay, bud. Drive hard. We'll be good. We gotta go.
would help us a lot.
Yeah, take starts and then kind of fell back there.
Well, we'll take it 11 to 5th, a top 5 run, and with an invert like that, you know, we gained a lot of valuable points. Some of you guys are like, man, why are you so happy about just like a 5th place finish? Well, we had to fight really hard tonight just because we really just had one side of the racetrack to work. Everyone was running the bottom in 3 and 4, and like the berm, they didn't water it, so guys are dragging so much dust off the berm. Hopefully they maybe, you know, take a different approach with that tomorrow and try to keep it a little wetter, just so it doesn't cause so much dust and dirty up the racetrack. So it kind of narrowed it up to the bottom down here, and then in 1 and 2, I kind of started running the top and just tried to go where guys weren't. I could make both lanes work. Hard to say which one was better. I think the top, once you got going consistently, but it's just tough when you have more of a traffic jam at one end. You know, you don't want to pull out of line and lose your momentum. You try to get right to the back bumper, and even then I still, once I basically got all my positions on restarts when guys were cutting left and right, and I would just try to zig and zag and put my car in the right spot. Overall, I thought though we had a good piece, and for us to gain 6 positions with that, where there was a lot of guys not necessarily moving, I feel like we really took advantage of just about every opportunity in that race. A little bit of a slow start fighting to know where to be, but I think everyone was in that spot because, like I said, we just kind of had the one half of the track. But that's good, valuable points. We'll keep looking at the notebook, you know, where we could be a little better. We made one adjustment under the open red. I thought it was in the right direction, so just really happy with everything and happy to get the first night of Dirt Cup out of the way. Wish we were in victory lane, but at the same time, with us doing better early in the night, we obviously had a taller task there, and like, again, I think we really maximized the spot that we were in. Well, they're hard at work as the Dirt Cup continues throughout the week. Finished up our night with fans, and the 18T is in the box, and just feeling very proud of our team. Thought we put together a really good effort tonight. As a team, we came in prepared, had a good setup, built off that, basically every lap around the track. And I think I was really able to have a game plan early on in the A-main event and execute it. You know, I was trying to be aggressive early, and luckily a few yellows saved me from maybe losing a spot or two when I was trying to be aggressive and get off the bottom of 3 and 4, but still, like, used that lane early when I needed, then finally eventually got back down and used a couple restarts when guys were moving around in 1 and 2, and I went high and low, and was able just to, like I said, catch guys when they were in bad positions, you know, losing momentum on restarts, and that's how I got from 9th all the way to 6th, and then there at the end got into the top 5 just with the late race restart and making it happen. And that's really what it took on tonight's racetrack. It was just not necessarily the easiest to pass on, and maybe once we got to traffic it was about to get interesting, but there just wasn't enough of the race left. Otherwise, maybe, you know, we could have made something happen there. But thank you guys so much for watching. I can't thank my team, my family, all the people around me enough. So many of my great fans and partners. Truly so blessed and living the dream, you know, through the highs and through the lows. I just love having you guys here along for this journey. We're 2nd in points after the first night. The job is by no means finished, or close to even being finished, but we're 1 step of 3 complete. And more than anything, come Saturday night, I want to be on that front stretch. Of course, I want to be on the top step of the podium, but you want to just be in contention. You want to be there. You want to have a shot. And so that's how I look at today. A top 5 run. You know, we took advantage of the opportunities ahead of us. We're 2nd in points, and we're ready to roll now through the rest of the weekend. Skagit, you're one beautiful racetrack. It's awesome being here. I love the Dirt Cup. I would love to win this race in my career and add it to my resume. So we'll see you guys all in the next one. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for being here. And we're gonna go get some sleep and get back up and do it all again with the 18T. We'll see you in the next one. Deuces.